Too many things.
That's why I'm saying these guys are interested. See?
I don't know.
No, take it easy. Don't ignore them. After this meeting, you go to the new office. Okay? You sit down. There's a calendar of meetings here.
Yeah.
There's a scheduled council meeting for the second.
Yeah.
Now, whether that meeting should continue or not, what is your leadership saying?
We don't know. We haven't discussed
We
it
haven't
yet.
discussed that, so the best thing we do,
I've said I'm going to send out. I'm going to send out the communication regarding the.
next council meeting.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the future of the own agenda, have you discussed it
Yeah.
today?
Yeah. Now,
Now, how far
10, 10. I'm going to hand over to the executive mayor to announce a mayoral committee. Right? She will then refer most of these items upon. She'll make a speech up until 25, which is the acting city manager.
that position?
Of the acting city manager. Then we're going to clear the road.
No, okay, so all the items will be deferred.
But
Then the council will go into committee,
yeah,
right, to deal with the green item.
yes,
That's
the
it.
council is going to committee.
Committee.
Okay,
So then we ask all the members of the public and the media to please leave.
okay.
Okay.
Can all councillors be seated, please? Can all councillors be seated, please?
So your anticipated time in terms of your planning, I suppose you're looking out to have a very long meeting, but it's your first experience and you have to take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
So let's have the elections and then as you're saying,
Yeah.
Where are all the councillors? We'd like to start with our next item on the agenda.
At this moment, we have all the office bearers elected, or then we give it to the newly elected mayor to make a speech, and then after the speech, then we will continue. So,
Oh, but I need to announce. They asked me to announce about the photos.
Just two announcements. Two announcements that I can remember. I've been just stopped, by the way. First announcement, all the councillors who haven't taken their photo yet, can you please make sure that you take your photo today? The photo booth is in the foyer. Please ensure that you have your photo taken today. I think it's for the new calendar. And then the second announcement, we have a set of keys. Won't be raffled. We have a set of keys. If anybody lost a set of keys, who can I give it to? Okay. Okay. Councillors, I'd like to. Where's my agenda? I'd now like to go on to item 10 on the agenda. Item 10 will include the new executive mayor making her speech, as well as announcing her mayoral committee. Councillor. Why is this thing off? Can you turn the mic on?
Are you on?
Honorable Speaker, let me start by introducing my mayoral committee. This government is represented by various political parties who were voted into power alongside me and my comrades in the ANC to serve the city. We have come together under this ANC-led coalition formation because we believe that this is the only way to best serve all citizens of the city. The last 5 years of the coalition government have been difficult. Our city has experienced multiple instances of coalition governments collapsing. This collapse in governance has resulted in a lack of service delivery and general deterioration of our municipality. However, things are going to change. It is against this backdrop that I have taken a decision that we need capable mayoral committee members. For infrastructure and engineering, we have identified Councillor Stagg Mitchell to lead that portfolio. For public health, we have Councillor Tsonono Buyeye. Electricity and engineering, Lukolo Namete. Safety and security, Councillor Lawrence Struan will lead us in that portfolio. For economic development, tourism and agriculture, we have identified Councillor Mkuseli Jack. For budget and treasury, Councillor Tukela Zumani will lead that portfolio. Sports, recreation, and arts and culture, we have Councillor Basi Kamana. For corporate services, Councillor Marky Feni led us in the last term. We are requesting him to lead again. And then for human settlements, Councillor Tumeleng Ranyele will take over the reins. We have decided that we must make space for our youth, and that is why we have deployed Councillor Bongani Mani to roads and transport. Honorable Speaker, that is the team that will lead in this institution. Honorable Speaker, Acting Municipal Manager, ladies and gentlemen in the gallery, I have noted MEC Ngata, MEC Madikizela in the gallery, Speaker of the Legislature, I've noted the deputy chairs of chairs in the province. MPL Matiwane is here with us. MPL Ndabeni, MP Nancy Sishluai. We have MPL Mkhaga. We also have the chief of the Khoisans, Chief Crawford Fraser. Then, least but not last, we have our RTT coordinator, Comrade Nakula. He's worth that hand. Honorable Speaker, I would love to start my speech by quoting the former President General of the African National Congress in August 1977, when he said, and I quote, "Comrades, you might think that it's difficult to wage a liberation struggle. Wait until you are in power. I might be dead then. At that stage, you will realize that it is actually more difficult to keep power than wage a liberation war. People will be expecting a lot of service from you. You will have to satisfy the various demands of the masses of our people. In the process, be prepared to learn from other people's revolutions. Learn from the enemy also. The enemy is not necessarily doing everything wrong. You might take right tactics and use them at your advantage. At the same time, avoid repeating the enemy's mistakes. It is a great honor to stand before you today as the first citizen and newly elected mayor of the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. The Bible in its eternal wisdom reminds us, to whom much is given, much is required. This is not lost on me. I would like to congratulate all my colleagues who have been elected into this august council. All of us has been afforded the opportunity to build a prosperous city together. In my recent interaction with President Ramaphosa, I committed myself to fight corruption without fear, favor, or prejudice, and to lead this local government with integrity, honesty, and in service of every citizen, regardless of their political persuasion. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow councillors, I'm delivering this address to you during very trying times. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused insufferable levels of deaths in our communities, and it has brought major destruction to our national and local economies. Poverty has been slow eating away in the fabric of our society and shredding our basic human dignity. Crime and criminality too. It is rearing its heads more boldly in every aspect of our private and public lives. This being our context, there appear to be more reason for despair than hope, but we shall not despair. Former President Thabo Mbeki reminds us, trying times calls for courage and resilience. Our strength as people is not tested during the best of times. Over the last 25 years, we have shown remarkable strength as a society. During the worst of times, our collective courage inspired hope for the future. Our society and a nation is full of courage, strength, and resilience. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to share my vision and mission for the next 5 years for the coalition government. It is our collective resolution as a coalition to serve in the interests of all citizens of the Nelson Mandela Bay, regardless of the color, creed, sexual orientation, or religious and political convictions. It is our responsibility to ensure that every citizen of this city live in a prosperous, non-racist, non-sexist, free and democratic city. This government is committed to ensure that we all have the freedom to the lives we have reason to value. As a government, we will be working tirelessly to create decent jobs. We are committed to ensure that lights are kept on in our most indigent households. Water in our taps never run dry. Our communities are safe spaces for women and LGBTQ+ persons. Corruption and criminality is not only crushed, but rooted out with vengeance. Fellow citizens, allow me not to set out in more detail how we as a government will ensure that the people of the Nelson Mandela Bay can live the lives they reason to value. Mahatma Gandhi said that poverty is the worst form of violence. There's nothing as undignifying as extreme poverty. There's nothing as insufferable as seeing people deprived of their basic human needs for food, clothes, and shelter. We can never and should never see our fellow citizens suffer the indignity of poverty. I joined the struggle in apartheid at the tender age of 17 for two reasons. My first reason was to fight against the immorality and the injustice of racism in our society. My second reason was to end brutality of poverty I experienced as a young woman in the northern areas of Port Elizabeth. Today, I have the privilege to be in charge of leading the fight against the indignity of poverty in the Nelson Mandela Metro. Fellow councillors, this is how me and my mayoral committee will tackle poverty over the first 5 years. We will create decent jobs. We will ensure that businesses should create more jobs, and we will ensure that more business want to open shop in the Nelson Mandela Bay. We want to attract manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing jobs are known to be the catalyst for further innovation and industry development both up and down the manufacturing value chain, creating even more jobs. Manufacturing jobs are those jobs which pay high enough for people to invest in their education and in the education of their children. Honorable Speaker, the world of work is changing. The modern economy is creating new jobs which demand skills. The fourth industrial revolution, which is rooted in the digital economy, presents a new opportunity for us to create jobs. There are opportunities in telecommunication and marketing, information technology, research, and education for those of us savvy enough with computers and all things high-tech. And we need to encourage our youth and women to get involved and utilize what the fourth industrial revolution presents to us. I am committing to expanding free and open wireless internet services to poorer communities. SMME development are key for creating jobs and fight poverty. It is the ANC policy to support SMMEs. But how do we overcome the limitations in SMME development? How do we depoliticize the SMME and business environment? This government will present an SMME support program which will help small business to grow to their capacity. In collaboration with other stakeholders, we will allocate resources to SMME incubator programs. We are realizing that in any developing country, there is a sizable informal economy contributing billions of rands every year to our country's gross domestic product. The informal economy is a gold mine of innovative entrepreneurs who know how to start out a living and doing business. We will support them. Our water resources are under tremendous strain. The combined dam water levels are below 13% at 29,849 megaliters as at 18 November. We are facing an imminent water shortage if we don't revamp our water management processes and water consumption patterns. The National Department of Water and Sanitation has lent support to the Nelson Mandela Metro to help the city to avoid day zero. One of the major projects instituted by the national government is to increase the city's potable water, so to channel from the Orange River via the Nooit Gedachte water scheme. However, ladies and gentlemen, with the current water consumption levels and the unpredictable rain patterns caused by climate change, the Nooit Gedachte water scheme will not be ready in time to avoid day zero. We urgently need a solution. We all need to go back to consuming 50 liters water per day per person. We must recycle our non-potable water for usage in lavatories and in gardens. With the advent of the festive season, we are tempted to fill our private swimming pools to the brim, but we should fight this temptation. We need to drive an information campaign that stresses the urgency of the situation and the role each citizen should play. This week, I will convene a meeting with the Department of Infrastructure and Engineering through the MMC of Infrastructure and Engineering so that we can talk and speak to the Budget and Treasury and the National Treasury Special Envoy on Water Crisis, Dr. Gisela Kaiser, to come up with an interdepartmental strategy on the water crisis. We will create a special capacity in the Office of the Mayor for coordination and communication on this water crisis. My fellow citizens, crime is a hindrance to economic growth, tourism, development, and investment. In a conversation with the President, Ramaphosa asked me, if I was to live in the Nelson Mandela Bay, what could I assure him I would do for him as a resident? I replied to his question by ensuring that Nelson Mandela Bay would be a safe place to live and to work in. Honorable Speaker, I'm making this pledge not only to the President Ramaphosa, but to each single citizen of this city. I will work tirelessly with my team to ensure that our communities are safe. Honorable Speaker, there are no place for corruption in the administrators. We have a capable team. I've made a commitment to the members of the coalition government that we will root out corruption. My mandate, as set out by the ANC election manifesto, is clear, and as far as corruption is concerned, I will ensure that this municipality is run by ethical leaders, managers, and workers. I will remove those from office who fail to do what they are paid to do. And we will institute determined and resolute implementation of the anti-corruption strategy under the Justice and the Crime Prevention Strategy Cluster and SARS Anti-Corruption Unit. Fellow councillors and Honourable Speaker, thank you very much for indulging me today. I have taken great liberty with your time. However, I've shared with you in this address will inform you that ANC-led government has prepared itself to lead this municipality in prosperity. We are ready to govern. I have hope in the fact that as a government and with the support of this council, we will see to the needs of each and every citizen of this city. I have hope that each and every resident of this city will enjoy the fruits of a free and democratic South Africa. I hope that we as a municipality will provide the environment for people of this city to live their lives they have reason to value. Honorable Speaker, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. Thank you very much.
Madam Executive Mayor. We are now on item 11. Thank you, Leader. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, what's loud? Honorable Speaker, I would like to table only the election of the executive acting city manager. I want to appease myself with all the other items. So therefore, all other items must be deferred. We'll only deal with the election of the big page 25.
The green page. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Speaker, the elections are over now. We are here as the councillors. We are not opposing the view of the executive mayor. However, there's one item that we cannot miss, the delegations of power. If we miss that, all the executive mayor will only be an executive mayor by the title, without the council delegating that authority even to deal with any items after that particular. So I move on behalf of the DA, let us deal with the item that talks to the delegations of power, and then we move into the item as moved by the executive mayor. I so move. Thank you.
That's item 15 you're referring to. Councillor Kaiser?
Indeed,
Item
Speaker.
15.
Indeed, Speaker.
Thank you. Yeah, she's coming.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Executive Mayor indeed will talk to item 15 of the delegation of powers so that the issue of the appointment of the city manager, she deals with it and then come back, report to council as to how far has she gone on our next council meeting. So that will be the item that she will start with, and then therefore after the appointment of the acting city manager, and then after, she will deal with the delegation powers by the council. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, what we're going to do, we're going to discuss the appointment. Yeah. Council will now go into committee, and we're going to ask all the guests, media, even officials, to vacate the hall, as well as members of the public in the gallery. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll be discussing this item at 1 p.m. 1 p.m.
Oh,
Congratulations, Executive Mayor. Yeah.
Can you have